It's June 6th. I work till 6 a.m. and it is 11 a.m. right now. John Deere held through on their promise. They called me at 10:31 and said, the hydraulic line for your 8970's in. Right on, I'll be right there. So the owner's out drilling in a field. That the beans are having trouble breaking through that half-inch crust, and he's just seeing how it goes. And then who knows, he might just keep going on that 70-acre chunk. If he keeps going on that 70-acre chunk, if he thinks the drill's doing a good job breaking through that crust, we won't have to work it. But we'll put this line back on, and we gotta work about 30 acres of horse pastures kind of stuff. Hay fields, that'll take a little bit. Probably have to go over it 2-3 times at least. Well, there's 20 acres of new break, and then there's about 10 acres or 13 acres of, what was it, last year's bean ground. So they're gonna be beans on beans. It was too wet to plant corn, so now we're gonna try it for beans. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to pick up the tire first for the mulch finisher, and then at the co-op I'm also gonna grab, like, I don't know, 10 gallons or so of hydraulic oil. And then I'm running the Northfield at Sema John Deere, so keep you guys posted. Well, that tire was shot. Not the tire, but the tube was. And I think what's happening, in the mud packs in, and then around that air stem on that guard, and it dries to a hard packed. Well, then it, you know, wherever the air stem was pushed to, it makes it like concrete, and then all of a sudden, the air stem actually punctured this tube itself because it can't push itself out of that to kind of float around in that area. So mud causes issues. I'm on my way to John Deere now. Oh my goodness. Boy, that thing is sweet. Cruise down the line here. This is probably the best view right here. Tractors. It's baling season, so they got the balers up front. Look at that. That one's got like 4,000 hours on it, if I remember right. Yeah. A couple tractors over there. A couple nice combines. The combine's been sitting here a while too. This one's been here for over a year. This one's brand new, just got brought in. Or wait. Oh. This one's just new too. S660. That's a nice one. Big back tires. I wonder if it's 4-wheel drive. No, it's not. Just big back tires. Sweet. That 8530. What? You gotta go check them out since you're up here. Let's see. I got the part. It's right here. It was 120 bucks or something for that line, which I'm actually surprised it wasn't more. It was 20 bucks to ship it overnight from California. So I'm sure Deere eats part of that cost, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it does all that's all it costs. 8430. To look that up. That's a sharp tractor. Looks pretty beat up though. So does that 8430. Both the style 8430s together. So hey, there's a Kraus 6200. So that's the model right before the one we're running. Rolling baskets on the back of it. Alright, time to boogie back and fix the tractor. So here's the 35-acre chunk. It's windy. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Here's the 35-acre chunk, and then there's 70 on the other side of the road. All of it was worked. About 25 of it was planted right before a heavy downpour, and then we had about 2 weeks of rain. And you can see they look pretty poor. And you can see why. Get out of the light here. This stuff. Let's see if I can grab a chunk. This. That's how thick this hard pack layer is from all the heavy downpour, and it is like concrete. And the beans are having a hard time breaking through. They're okay in a few spots, but they're pretty poor. So he's gonna replant it. He tried, but you can see the closing wheels weren't working with this hard pack stuff when it's not a powder. We're gonna end up working this 25 acres up and replanting it. I have the part here. We're gonna go put that on the 8970, put the tire back on, add some hydraulic oil, and hopefully be going, hopefully within, I would hope within 2 hours. Maybe even less. It might go on easier than I think. All right. Hydraulic oil. O-rings are in here. Short hose. Fix that. The other small hose that comes off. This was looking pretty poor. O-rings. And here's the pipe there. See if I can show you guys where it belongs. So, right here is the hydraulic, it's a return line. There's the hydraulic oil filter. This has dropped down so we can get it out of there. This hole, you can see where it bolts up. Goes into here, goes up and over, and then back. And there's a bunch of lines that connect to it back there. You can see we lost a lot of oil. And I'm sure we lost a little bit in the field too, but I think I caught it relatively early because I remember looking at the hydraulic oil sight gauge on the side the day before, and it was in the accepted range. And then what else? SWAT Rock implement, I think that's what their name was. Wait, that's what that spring is from in the cab. They sent the bolt within like 2 days, so they're just nailing it on the parts department, but we're not going to put it on because we're trying to get going. We're reworking. All of this has been worked before, so the ripper shanks are not critical. And then all we have left to do is like 20 acres. I think it's all it is. It's not 30 like I originally thought. It's like 20 acres of pasture, and that's really hard on the equipment. So we might just run it the way it is and fix it in the off season. And there's possibly a leak on a return line for engine oil, but the engine oil was perfect. So if it is bubbling or leaking a little bit, it's not much. And it's also something we're going to address in the off season. We're so close that we're just trying to push here, right or wrong. So for some people are going to freak out, but sometimes you got to do things to get done. Check the leaks, check the leaks. And that's all right in here. There's like 5 points of connection. Probably going to need to add a little bit here. No drips. Check after a 3-minute idle. Probably got plenty of oil in there. It's going to suck down a little more. It's going down in the car. We got it on in about an hour and a half. Got our spare tire on. Just helping the neighbors out. They have a little wet hole here. Might as well work it up for them so they can plant it if they want to come back and plant it. I don't know if the engine oil is actually leaking on that relief valve or return line or not, because it might have been just hydraulic oil that got flicked up, but it did kind of look like engine oil. So we're just gonna keep an eye on it because the engine oil was still plump full, and now there's plenty of hydraulic oil in there. That line doesn't seem to be dripping. I think I was just seeing old oil drip. So she's back working. I'm going to get the roller. He's gonna, I don't know, he's undecided if he's gonna work the whole thing or just parts of it. So we'll see what he does. I'll roll whatever he works. So I might make today into 2 videos because keep the 8970 repair stuff and running around to get parts separate. Otherwise they get super long. So thanks for watching, guys.